Hello and welcome to the Practical Pisces podcast. I'm Chelsea, your favorite psychic medium, your host and your mentor through the world of spirituality and all things woo. I'm here to share my stories and what I've learned along my path and my experiences. My mission here is to help more people open themselves up to their own intuition and their connection with spirit. And with that, let's open the door to intuition and spirit. Well, happy December, everyone. So I have no words for November, apparently. The whole month of November, I was setting the intention of doing a podcast on angels, trying to understand it. I feel like I went through a really depthy process that I don't yet have words for. And the more that I put pressure on it and the more that I focused on it, the longer it took. And I really tried to sit with it, to talk. Like there's things trying to kind of like move through me. And I was sitting with the pressure of the words will come to me. This is the topic. And you know what? The words did not come. They came in pieces, but it just didn't feel ready. So I've decided to say, scratch that for now. I'm going to come back to it later. And I'm just going to allow a reading for December to come through. Now I'm just starting to shuffle some cards. Lots of really cool things today. I just got done with a session. It was very cool. In this session, the message came through from Spirit saying, you have been in a space of so much indecision for so long. And you finally have made some of these really big decisions that you have been so scared of for so long. And now that you've done it, part of you is questioning if those were the right choices. You will receive white feathers of confirmation to let you know you've made the right choice. And 20 minutes after her reading, she walks outside to her car and she finds a white feather and she sends me this picture. And I thought to myself, what a cool experience. And the way in which I feel I've moved my ego out of the way over the last, I want to say, year, I have found that my readings have been so much more channeled, so much resonance. I've been receiving a lot of feedback from my clients that even the things they weren't expecting to happen or the uncomfortable things that I told them would happen have happened. And even things I've said to friends, not realizing what I was saying, have come to fruition. And I'm tooting my own horn here saying, as I've really gotten over my emotional shit and gotten over myself a little bit in certain ways, all of a sudden my readings are better. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. And I'm going to just lean into like speaking for spirit when it comes and not being as controlled. And I'm really just sitting with December right now. And as I'm looking at these cards, December seems to be really bringing an opportunity for prosperity. We've been going through a lot of whiplash with money this year of like it being good and then bad and then good and then bad and just never feeling in this space of consistency. And the first card for December says opportunity, wealth, success, and manifestation. We've had and have received a lot of moments and powerful astrological transits to really sit with manifestation. And I think a lot of those are starting to initiate. I was looking at a little bit of the astrology transits for this month, and I'm not necessarily going to go and look and tell you what they all were, but I'm just going to speak towards the feeling. There were some highlighted days, the 16th, the 25th, the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th were all big, powerful days. And when I sat with what they looked like and what they felt like, December 16th seemed to bring some issues in relationship, partnership, friendship, or significant relationships. It brought a big highlight to some unspoken, uncomfortable things. It didn't feel huge, but it felt like a completion of a cycle and like a final conversation about it. But all the while during that same time period, there being an opportunity in career for expansion that brings abundance. And that it almost felt like there was this balanced energetics of uncomfortable conversations, but also some confidence and opportunity in career. And then as I looked towards those other dates that had come up, 25th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, there was a lot about the energy of tying up loose ends, like seeing that number 9, like completion, and looking at the end of the month, that there really being a turning in the cycle, a turning of fate, and things finally turning in your favor. And that it really being the beginning of a lot of good, positive changes. Like there was a very big energy shift from December to January. And it did seem like January was going to bring a lot of rapid change. What it is that you want and what you've been trying to bring forward, that there would be a very transitional big shift at the end of December, but that it was something to be very positive about. I am seeing in my cards here that there is some anxiety, some restlessness, some feelings of feeling burdened by concerns, and that you're just needed to be reminded your angels are watching over you, that you're supported, protected, loved, and encouraged. And when you feel unfulfilled or almost apathetic about things moving forward, when you let the day-to-day worry get to you, it's going to slow you down. When you sit there and you spiral about your bills, you're just sitting in the bill, oh, I can't pay them, or worried or stressed. When you let those things take you over, it becomes everything. And things don't just start working out for you when all you do is stress about the unknown. And I get that. And also the economy is shit right now. But, and I know that so many people are feeling that. There seems to be this notion of, it is something right now that may be out of your control, but when you sit and spiral about the unknown, that you are literally just accepting your fate and like sitting in that energy, and it makes it worse. So that if you can pull yourself out of that, you'll really start to shift the situation. It will bring you in, and it will suck in other emotions with it. It becomes almost like a magnet for bad feelings. And when we start to find love in every situation, and we look at, okay, where can I find love in my bills? Okay, well, I pay, and this will be like a funny example, but, oh, well, I pay that Paramount subscription, or I pay that HBO, and I actually know that I use it, that my sister uses it, that my friend uses it, that all these people use this thing that I pay for, that, yeah, maybe I could cut my expenses. And also look at this thing that I have invested in every month to bring love, fun, and entertainment to all these different people. I'm so glad that I took that opportunity to be generous and love my people. There's just ways to look at it and find the gratitude. And yeah, if you need to cut back, no big deal. But it's the more of saying, like, where can you find love in all these little moments? Like, oh, my car payment. I love my car. I'm so glad I pay that payment because it gets me from place to place and I know I'm safe in my car. Just start to look at them through the lens of gratitude and they won't overwhelm you. And also there's this reminder, if you always manage to get it covered, why do you worry every time? Now, we're not trying to be living paycheck to paycheck. There is a goal to be stable financially, but where you can acknowledge, yeah, but I handle that shit every time. And something I was really ruminating on recently is, it is so easy to be in your power in situations that you control or when everything is going well. Where does your mindset go when things are uncomfortable? What's your default? Because in that moment of financial discomfort, you're really just being challenged to be who you say you are, to be yourself, to be empowered in that moment. Bring that empowered feeling you feel when you are succeeding and bring it to your lowest point and change your default setting. Because so many of us, oh, that something came out, my money's not looking good, I'm going straight to despair. How can you instead go to gratitude and inspiration and use that as a platform to jump off of, to look and seek opportunities where you will succeed versus where you don't feel you're doing well? And that forward momentum is what's going to pull you out of the hole that is despair, right? That's something that's, November brought up some opportunities for that. It does feel like December is going to bring that forward. But it feels like to get you to a place of seeing where you are unfulfilled and how you can shift into compassion for yourself, for other people. And yeah, it might give you places where you can simplify, but also see where you can care for yourself more. Okay. There's a lot of opportunities, and I see for freedom. December feels like the platform to jump into freedom. And freedom to forgive yourself, to forgive others that may be holding you back so that you can be your most authentic and unique self, because it is courageous to step into authenticity because there is so much worry for judgment. And there's a lot about, like, the word worthy has come up a lot. Hope and belief. How do we shift hope to belief? Because hope carries doubt on its back, and belief is knowing your worth, knowing your worthiness. Having respect for yourself is also to stay motivated towards your goals. Oh, really? Huh. Sorry, sometimes things come out of my mouth. I'm like, okay. Interesting concept. There also seems to be, like, where do you feel indifferent, inactive, misguided, or unmotivated? Okay. Why? And where are you skeptical, rigid, materialistic, and detached? Because when we look at, okay, how do I shift hope to belief? Because from the place of belief is the place that I can be in the vibration of all that it is that I want. So how do I get to belief? Because that's the manifestation energy. And in that energy is where I'm going to have all the things that I want. Look at the places that make you feel indifferent, misguided, unmotivated, skeptical, rigid, materialistic. Because when you start to look at those, it shows you where you stay in this, like, kind of hopeful but doubtful place. I'm also being shown that through all of that, it's telling you don't compromise. Do not compromise. And I keep seeing the word courageous. Courageously keep going. Don't give up on yourself, even when the going gets tough and you're needing to set boundaries with yourself on saying, no, I know I need to fulfill or show up in this way because that is my integrity. And I'm going to keep pushing myself even when I enter this, like, low vibration or whatever it may be. And I keep seeing sometimes solitude can also be isolating. And where are you isolating yourself because you worry about gossip, judgment, or other people? You don't have to do it alone. And it sometimes can really actually be courageous to say, I know I need to ask for support and I need community. There's a lot about seeing green. December's energy is green, which is all about the heart and which is really allowing yourself to take some opportunities for love. If the holidays are a space that does bring you grief, try and find love through the grief and try and find connection through the grief. Travel if you need to. Find some humor in the little things. And yeah, it's okay to look at your well-being, but remember, you are vital. You have vitality. You can find it within yourself. I'm also just being told, even on this card, it says, look at maybe some holistic ways to support your well-being right now. Because when you let yourself look at your well-being from a more grounded place and maybe even a more spiritual, emotional place, sometimes I think we can really get into, there's something wrong with me all the time. And it's part of that, like, negative brain space spiral that we can shift. Now, I think it's important to be wary and be attentive towards your health. But I also think there is a place of overcomplicating it. And sometimes even myself, when I get anxious, I'll start to really embellish things I may be feeling, trying to solve something through a physical way. I may be feeling sad and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got more pimples lately. What if that means that I am not processing with my kidneys enough, and that means that blah, blah, like I will just start to go down a rabbit hole that doesn't make sense, and I have to come back to the groundedness of being, that is my mind, that's not my heart. Okay, whoa. More information. The next cards I'm seeing about December are really talking about a career transition, and I literally get after that the card that says time to go. Whoa, okay. This can really talk about, like, advancement. It doesn't always necessarily mean career transition, oh shit, like I'm leaving my job. It can really mean like you're stepping up, but sometimes in stepping up and moving forward, we also have to acknowledge there is more energetic responsibility. Doesn't always necessarily mean harder work, but just more responsibility. And that This is an opportunity for you. It is going to create a lot of change. It is in alignment for you, but there is a lot of like completion, like transformation, and taking an exit that may bring some grief. It may even bring some angst, some frustration, and also really pay attention to expectation. As we go through this career transition, this level up, and this moving forward, be cautious around expectation. There is manifestation, there's also expectation. It has to be this way. There can be like, I want to live an abundant life, and there also can be, I have to make $120,000 or I'm not doing it. It's try to understand your phrasing. There is being specific and there is being expectant, and which is ego. Just really honor where it's a really good opportunity, even though it may not be in perfect alignment with what you've asked. I'm really seeing a lot of need to focus on movement and wellness. Take care of yourself this December. It feels like paying attention to your immunity, taking care of your immune system, making sure that even though it's cold out, that you're getting your skin in the sun, and that you take chances to walk every day. Because it's so easy to slip into melancholy and that low vibrational emotion just because you're not taking care of yourself in the way you know you should. Sometimes our anxiety is just because we aren't taking care of ourselves with movement, with daylight. And it's very easy in winter too, because it gets cold, we get cozy, we don't want to do anything, and we get all tired, and it's totally valid. And still, you might just need to be more intentional about it. Man, we are having some feelings today, everybody. Goodness. Okay, December. Blessed be. You may be feeling uninspired and doubtful, but December, I want to almost say like December 10th. December 10th, I'm seeing there's some sort of epiphany. There's something that comes in and it ignites passion to get you back and driven on the course that is yours. Now, this really feels in alignment with an entrepreneur type of energy, but this spark, a spark being lit in a time that has felt uninspired and doubtful, and that in this epiphany, there are opportunities to tell your story, to speak publicly, to speak with your heart, to receive abundance because of it, to be recognized, to listen to your intuition, and also find peace within it. Now, these all may represent different opportunities. I hear 7 opportunities specifically. 7 different moments. And it may not be, hey, here's an opportunity coming from some random person, but it may be like in that day, you may receive 7 moments to be in alignment with all of those things: peace, intuition, voice, heart, power, and your purpose, really embodying who you are and receiving financial stability. I know those seem random. They may not later on. These opportunities will become the well of support for your expansion next year. This little moment that may happen and may seem so small to you on apparently December 10th, it may seem like these itty bitty teeny moments, but they are going to become a wellspring for you to keep coming back to while you expand in 2024. Okay, that's intense. No pressure. Goodness. There's a lot about entrepreneur and self-employment, and that is where things are expanding in 2024. So the expansion I'm seeing for people in 2024 are going to be my entrepreneurs and my people who are self-employed, because these are the people that are really igniting confidence that is going to reward them with more abundance. So it would make sense that, hey, if you have a salary position or you're in the same job and you're not planning of moving, like you're maybe not going to see these same things. So when you listen to these forecasts, just understand and discern what is or isn't for you. But to my self-employed people, I'm seeing a lot about your commitment and resourcefulness and confidence is what is going to help you bring in this next level of abundance. And ooh, I feel that in my back. Your prayers can be answered when you let go of resistance, doubt, and attachment, and you deny yourself truth. So this does feel like, where are you doubting yourself? And is that actually where you are going to find your belief? Where you find resistance? Where are you going to surrender? Where you find attachment? Where can you release? When you deny, where can you affirm? To expand, you have to see what is working and what isn't working. Especially if you are an entrepreneur or you have services or you have these things, like cut your losses where it's not making sense. Let go of the things that aren't clicking to keep you going forward and actually pour your energy into the things that are working, because that is when you are going to make your most money. But it's hard when we are so passionate about each thing and we have to flow with, well, what's working, and let go of something we may be passionate about. And it's not to say let go of it forever. There may be a time where the thing clicks more, but realize where you are keeping yourself stagnant, and where does that stagnation come from? Is it insecurity? Is it feeling unsupported? Is it feeling that things are unplanned? Just be honest with yourself and where you can shift your destiny. Now I'm going to sit with animal messages for the month of December. I want to do 3 cards. Okay. Oh. Whoa, that's spooky. Those are the same cards that came up for my client that I did just before this, plus another one. Wow. Interesting. And I just love when things are no coincidence. Okay, so the first one is the pig, the self-love, self-worth, self-value, and self-respect, and the number 11. Pig has big medicine to share with you. The medicine is so grand that it is the key to living a fulfilling life and aids in the accomplishing your potential. Pig's message is simple and direct. Know your worth. Not only does Pig know his worth, but cultures across the world have proclaimed his value for thousands of years as both a creature to be revered and a source of nourishment. Think of a piggy bank with money inside of it. The more money inside, the more value it carries. The piggy bank reflects the idea that our true worth comes from within. When we only use others' validation to inform us of our value, it leads to suffering. The pig's medicine teaches us about inner talk. Do you walk around doing your daily tasks with a voice in your head that belittles you and tells you that you are not good enough and makes you feel unworthy? Now is the time to proactively train and direct the voice in your head to share messages that are uplifting, loving, and kind about yourself. This will take a lot of work and will most likely feel like you're lying to yourself if you have a habit of negative self-talk. The key to making it honest and impactful is not to lie to yourself and say, I am gorgeous, when everything you feel is ugly. Instead, you say to the part that feels ugly, I love you. I feel this pain with you, and one day I will get us to the point where we feel our beauty, but for now, I am here for you. The pig's medicine asks you to accept that you will always struggle with some form of insecurity because you are human. True self-worth isn't rage and confidence. It's allowing yourself to be insecure and be there for yourself while you feel the pain of not feeling good enough. This act is the power that creates self-worth. I love that one. And then the next we have inner truth. And the number 7, owl. Owl sees in the dark and knows what is not directly being shown. She is the master intuitive. In ancient Greek mythology, Owl sat on the shoulder of Athena so that the goddess would know the whole truth at all times. If you receive this card in your reading, it is the message that you have a deep inner knowing and you can trust in this gift. It's interesting. I'm going to pause there and I'm going to talk about what I channeled for this client because I feel like she is feeling a lot of the collective energy. And this message came through from Archangel Gabriel, and it said, Dear survivor, I've seen you when you've read the text, unsure how it will be received. I've seen you when you're not known and what's not on the other side of the door. I know. I choose a depthy path to walk, and in the knowing I am liberated. When I know, I am free. I am entering my era of knowing. And that was something that I had channeled and wrote down for a client earlier today, and she received the same card. And then seeing it say, it is a message that you have a deep inner knowing and you can trust in this gift. Whatever guidance you are currently seeking, this card is a confirmation that the answer will not only come, but it will come from within. And Owl says it is okay to not always immediately know the right answer or what to do. Fear may arise and hide the truth of a situation from you, but you are being asked to sit in the confidence of your inner knowing. Patience is of the utmost importance when you push and try to instruct your intuition to immediately figure out the answer. Your intuition becomes strangled by your ego's control. All you need to do is know that the guidance will come, and when and how it comes is none of your concern. And life will help you connect with your intuition to reveal the truth, figure out the best path, and do what is best for your growth and the growth of anyone else involved. The Owl's medicine shares that you do know the answer, and it will be revealed at the correct moment. Relax and go do something else. Now, the next card says it's in you. I'm not going to read this one because I feel like what I'm being shown is your inner truth is in you. It's already in you. What you're meant to do, you already know. It's already been created. The things that you desire, that you are passionate about, already exist. And I say that in the sense of, well, I want this big house. It already exists. And it already exists in your mind. Therefore, it will already exist in your reality. And that, hey, time isn't real. It is a concept. And that if we didn't have time, oh boy, would we create so much more. But we've chosen this experience on earth sitting with time. But there's this reminder, okay, great. Don't stop creating the vision of your life in your mind because it's not here right now. And it's the same way as looking at all this manifestation and things. Just because, oh, I don't have the hair color I want, even though that's not the truth, I have a great hair color, but just for a matter of, oh, I don't have the hair color I want. Great, I'm never going to get it. Okay, well, you can also say, I know I'm going to change my hair to that color one day. And then you will. This is a really great way to look at manifesting. It's literally saying, well, if I say I'm never going to have that watch, or because I don't have it right now, is what strangles manifestation. So that if we can say, well, I'm not abundant right now, therefore I won't be later. Well, I'm going to sit with, I know I have the abundance I need at the time that I need it. And that will really open up the way that we talk about what we want. Because when we sit and look at what we want with such specific parameters, then we don't get to have an expansive way of looking at life. And so this December, as we look towards a whole new year, a whole new chapter, this whole new way of looking at our life, this could be the kickoff to everything you've ever wanted if you let yourself look at it that way. And if you could just imagine for a moment that you are walking in the footsteps of the version of you that already has what they want, it would take the pressure off of, am I doing the right things right now? And maybe you could look at things from the lens of, I just need a sign. Let me look for signs and opportunities to truly see what life I could be living. This is why when I do card readings, I don't think there's one finite path, but I do think there's a higher and best path for you. I do think that you can rise to and live the best life that you want to live, that you have the seat of control to see all the possibilities in life. And sometimes it's allowing yourself to see where you're choosing your unhappiness. Therefore, you can make a change. Gosh, at least when you're your own roadblock, you can help you. You can save you, but you can't change anybody. And it's a hard fact to accept when we want, as a healer, as a reader, and so many of us, we want to help people. We always hear, oh, I want to help people. I want to save people. That is one of those things that I have to go, I hate this, because so do I. But I don't have the power to help or save anyone. And I think, yeah, if you see someone in a burning building, like, you could totally go and save that person. But I mean emotionally, and you can't make someone make a decision. They will take the information you give and choose based on that. But once you take I can't help every single person, all of a sudden the pressure goes off and you just live authentically, and other people can see your example and decide for themselves. Once you realize we all have our own autonomy and we all have our own worlds and we all have our own perceptions, you stop trying to change people's minds so much, and you allow them to change their own minds and to seek things out, and all you have to do is live as an example. I'm going to ask for a final message. And I want it from this deck of cards. Final message for the day. Okay, I've seen this a lot. Like, seek healing in December. Take care of your health in December. Do the things that make you feel good in December, because there's so much emotion that comes up in December. If this is when you're needing guidance to look at the year moving forward, book that session. If this is the opportunity to just check in on your overall health, do it. Support your body right now, because if this is completion and this is letting go and you're about to birth this whole new life for yourself, make sure your body can handle it. Make sure your temple is freaking ready. Ooh, I want to say, and also, trust your intuition, trust your desires, because they are what's creating the reality you want. And I'm going to leave that with an amen. Are you ready to open the door to intuition and spirit? Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'm a psychic medium. I'm your spiritual mentor this January 2024 to my 8-week program, Opening the Door to Intuition and Spirit. In this course, you connect in community. You build trust with yourself. You build trust with your intuition. You open that channeling capability while also learning tarot cards, spirit art, and finding your own flow through the world of intuition. So kick off the new year trusting yourself more, knowing about your spirit guides, being able to flow through a professional tarot reading, sit with spirit art, and mediumship. Let's open the door 2024.